Hello everyone, my name's Alexis and welcome to today's shoulder themed class. I'm so excited to share this with you. You will definitely want 2 blocks. Have them at the top of your mat, just within reach. And we're going to get started today with a couple just really simple cat-cows. We're going to get started right away in tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Make sure your core is nice and engaged. We're going to be doing a lot of different shoulder stretches and strengtheners, hopefully to just get you a little bit more open up in your upper body. So we're going to start with good old cat-cow. So take a big breath in, open up across the collarbones, across the sternum, exhale, round the chin into the chest, and continue just like that, breathing in to open up the chest and breathing out to round. When you round through the spine, I really want you to push your hands into the mat so that it's almost like you could slide your shoulder blades apart. And then when you inhale, send the shoulders back so you can glide the collarbones apart. Really shine that heart forward. Beautiful. Keep going. And as you do this, feel into all the different parts of your spine, the back of your neck, your upper body between your shoulder blades, the middle of your back, and then your low back. Just check in. How do things feel today? Last cat-cow here. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to do a little thoracic spine opener. So you're going to bring your right hand behind the back of your head, push into the left hand, and open up the right shoulder to the ceiling. And then bring that right elbow to reach the left. Inhale, open the right elbow up to the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, open up, lift the right elbow to the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to elbow. And then this time, reach the right arm all the way up to the ceiling and thread that arm underneath the left to come into thread the needle. Your left arm can stay by your face, reach out in front of you, or if you want to try going for the bind, you can wrap the arm around you and try to tuck your hand to the top of your right thigh. Find what feels comfortable. This should not be intense. This shouldn't be the most intense shoulder thing you've done today. We're easing into it. We're warming things up. So go gentle on yourself before we get to the more intense stuff. Bring that left hand back in front of your face, push yourself up, open the right arm up to the ceiling, and make a couple big circles with that right arm to lubricate that shoulder joint. And then back into tabletop pose. Same thing. Left hand behind the head, open up that left elbow to the ceiling, and exhale, elbow meets elbow. Inhale, left elbow opens. Exhale, left elbow meets the right. Inhale, open up, really push through that right hand to open up even more. Exhale. And then one more time, open the elbow up. Exhale down. This time, lift the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, thread it underneath the right arm. And same thing. Right hand can stay in front of your face. You can reach the arm in front of you, or you can try the bind, wrapping the right hand all the way behind you to tuck on top of the left thigh. Don't try the bind if it doesn't feel comfortable. Like I said, there's no reason to strain your shoulders here. Beautiful. Take a big breath in and out through the nose. Keep the core engaged. Checked in with it. Is it sagging or is it active? Make sure it's active. Press the right hand into the mat, lift the left arm up to the ceiling, and make a couple big circles with that left arm. Come back into tabletop pose. Walk the hands forward a couple inches, curl the toes under, and press yourself up into your downward facing dog. For today's focus of working on our upper back and our shoulders, bend the knees deeply so that you can really push through the palms of the hands, through the thumb pads of the thumb. Send the sternum towards the mat, glide the shoulders away from you, and spin the biceps towards your ears. The closer or the more you can press your sternum towards your thighs, the bigger stretch you'll get in your back body. If this feels good, you can start to add a little bit of movement, bending into one knee and then the other, walking out your dog. You can wiggle the hips, whatever you need. And then find a moment of stillness in your downward dog. Continue pushing through the hands, feel that nice stretch. And then you're going to bring the right foot forward in between the hands and lower the left knee to the mat, coming into your low lunge. This is where I want you to grab the blocks. Bring the blocks so they're underneath your hands. The goal You might not need the blocks here because the goal here is I want you to have a nice tall spine in your low lunge. So you're not going to be sinking into your lunge a ton. You're not going to be working on a hip stretch. I want this to be a more active lunge. So really push through that right foot. If you need them, use the blocks to lengthen the spine up to the ceiling nice and tall. Breathe in deeply. Check in with your core again. Does it feel strong? Does it feel stable? And then with the blocks, with your hands on the blocks, send the hips back, straighten that right leg for half split pose. If you need to adjust the height of the blocks, do so. Inhale up so you can lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round towards the leg. Continue that a couple times. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to round. If that right leg isn't fully straight, that's totally normal and totally fine. Just make sure that you're flexing the right foot and make sure that you feel a sensation in the back of your right leg. If you do, then you're doing it right. Of course, if you ever feel any pain, back out of it and come back into your low lunge. Take a big breath in and out. And then walk your hands and the blocks forward into your low lunge. Bring the left hand onto your block. Curl the left toes under and lift the left leg off the mat. You're going to open that right arm up to the ceiling and make big circles in one direction with the arm. Opening up the chest, opening up through the shoulder, lubricating that shoulder joint. Beautiful. Very nice. And then opening up into your twist to the right. And if the block is too high, you can always have your left hand on the mat. Keep your legs nice and strong and firm. And then plant the right hand on the mat. Set the block aside. Left hand comes to the mat. Step back into plank pose. Make your way to downward dog however you want. You can do chaturanga dandasana to up dog. You can lower to the mat and do cobra. You could also do a push-up and then just sit yourself back into downward facing dog. However you get back to downward dog, take a breath here. Recenter, resituate. Check in with your core. Press the sternum towards the mat, towards your feet. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side if that feels good. And then bring the left foot forward in between the hands. Same thing, low lunge with the left knee forward. If you need the blocks for that nice long spine, bring them by your sides so they're underneath your shoulders. Keep your legs strong so that left foot is pressing into the mat. I like to imagine that I can press a little bit more into my heel. That helps me activate the whole backside of my leg. Keep the top of the right foot pushing into the mat, and then keep your core nice and engaged. Breathe deeply here. The taller you can get in the spine, the better. Imagine there's someone with a string attached to your head pulling you up to the ceiling. And then from here, take a deep breath in and exhale, send the hips back into half split. So your hips are over your knee. You might need to walk that left heel forward a little bit. Inhale up, straighten through the back. Exhale, relax over your leg. And once again, don't worry if the left leg isn't straight. If your foot is flexed and you're feeling a stretching sensation in the back of your leg, you're doing great. Take a couple more of those big breaths to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round. And then relax into the forward fold. Breathe deeply. The more you can tuck your chin into the chest, the more you'll feel a stretch all the way down the backside of your body. And inhale yourself back forward into your low lunge. You're going to keep the right hand on one of the blocks, curl the right toes under, lift the knee off the mat, coming into your twisted lunge, and make big circles with that left arm. Big circles, big circles. And you can go as slow or as fast as you want here, but just if you feel any pain doing this motion, make smaller circles. If you feel any cracks and pops, hopefully that feels really good. Hopefully that feels like it's releasing something. Open up into your twist. Feel your core in your ribs twisting. And then plant that left hand on the mat. Set the block aside. Plant the right hand down. And make your way back to downward facing dog. Through chaturanga and up dog. Through the mat and cobra. or doing a push-up and standing back, downward dog. Take your time, no rush. When you get into downward dog, maybe bend through the knees, really push through the hands to make sure you're getting that nice deep stretch through that long spine in your downward facing dog. And then bring the right foot forward between the hands. We're coming into warrior one, and make sure your blocks are near your foot on the highest setting. Your front foot is planted on the mat. Your left foot is going to be behind you, hip width apart at about a 45-degree angle. Your hands can be at your hips, in front of your heart center. You can lift them up overhead. Make sure that right knee is directly over the right ankle. Your hips are facing forward like headlights, and your core is engaged. And if you're unsure about core engagement here, if you can take a breath in through the nose and then exhale out through pursed lips, you should feel your core engage. It's a gentle engagement, so don't worry if you can't feel it entirely. Bring your hands to 90 degrees in front of you and wrap the right arm underneath the left. We're coming into eagle arms. If eagle arms isn't accessible, just give yourself a hug. You can also bind just once if you can't bind fully. Bind fully into eagle arms. Lift the elbows away from the mat. Send the hands away from your face and just breathe here. And then keeping the arms as they are, straighten the right leg. Inhale up nice and tall through the spine and exhale, fold halfway forward into your pyramid pose. If it's too hard to keep your arms in eagle pose, bring them to the blocks. If you want to challenge yourself, keep your arms in eagle pose. It doesn't matter what your arms are doing. The most important thing here is that your spine can stay nice and long. Again, imagine someone's got a string at the top of your head. They're pulling you straight out of your hips, so your spine is nice and long, creating lots of space. Beautiful. Bend into the right knee, unwind the arms if they were an eagle, step back into plank. Choose your own adventure. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Make any movements you need, or find a moment of stillness here if that's what will feel best. And then bring the left foot between the hands. We're coming into warrior one on the left side. So left foot between the hands. Right foot is going to be toes out at a little bit of a 45-degree angle. Feet are going to be hip width apart. And again, hands can be on the hips, heart center, or lifted up overhead. Check in with your core. Is it engaged? That's your deep core muscles. So it's not necessarily your front six-pack abs. Those are great, but we are hoping to engage the stabilizing core muscles. These are the ones that are your strength, your stability muscles. The more stable you can be in your core, the more stable you can be in all parts of life. Beautiful. Bring the elbows to 90 degrees in front of you. This time, wrap the left arm underneath the right. Same thing. If eagle arms isn't accessible, just give yourself a hug, or you can bind once or all the way twice into eagle arms. It's up to you. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Send the elbows up away from the mat and send the hands away from the face. This should be quite a deep stretch in your upper back. And your legs are still active. Make sure that your left knee is still bent over your left ankle. Beautiful. And then straighten that left knee, lift up out of the hips and fold forward halfway into your pyramid pose. And once again, you can keep the arms as they are, or you can unravel them onto your blocks. It's up to you. The priority is keeping your spine long and your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. If you can't do that with eagle arms, don't do eagle arms. Eagle arms is just a little bit of a bonus. They are not the focus of this pose. Wherever you are, take a big breath in and out through the nose. And then if you were using blocks, set them aside, plant the hands to the mat, step back into plank, choose your own adventure, back to downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, make any movements that you need to, any wiggles, whatever you need. Then from here, we're going to lower the knees to the mat And you can sit straight on your mat. I'm just turning to face you. We're going to come into a couple gentle arm stretches. Maybe do a couple little shoulder wiggles if you need. You're going to inhale the arms up overhead. Reach the hands up to the ceiling. And then let the right hand come to the mat. Left hand reaches up and over for a little side stretch. Inhale, cactus that right arm, open up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl the elbow towards the chest, round the shoulders to the floor. Inhale, open up the shoulders, cactus the arm to the ceiling. Exhale, round, curl the shoulders towards the mat. Beautiful, just like that. Inhale, open up, cactus the arm. Exhale, round, hug the elbow. Inhale, open to your side bend, and exhale, right on over to the other side. Left hand comes to the mat, right arm reaches up and over, and then big breath in, cactus the arm, open up the shoulders. Exhale, round the shoulders to the mat, hug the elbow into the chest. Same motion. Inhale, open up, cactus the arm. Exhale, round the shoulders to the mat, hug the elbow. Continue just like that. Really opening through that armpit pectoral muscle. Beautiful. Come back to your side bend. Come back to center. Lift that right arm straight up overhead and then bend at the elbow. Use your left hand to pull the elbow back and press your head into your bicep, your right bicep. If you want, you can sway side to side here. You can make little circles with the torso. Whatever you need to get a nice little stretch here. Then release it, cross the right arm in front of you, and use your left arm to pull it closer to your chest. Very simple arm stretch. I think everybody knows how to do this. Breathe deeply, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Release, left arm up to the ceiling, bend at the elbow, right hand pulls the left elbow back, press the head into the left bicep. Again, maybe sway side to side, make little circles with the torso. And then cross the left arm in front of you. Use the right hand to pull it across you. Breathing deeply. Let the arms go. And then from here, come to sit on your bum and make your way down onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Maybe take the hands on the knees and make some gentle circles with the hips. One direction and then the other way. Let the feet fall to the mat. Open up the arms into a cactus shape. Pop the hips over to the left and lower the knees over to the right for a very gentle spinal twist. Let your body relax here. Let your chest open. We are winding down our practice. So let your breath slow, let your heart rate calm. Release any tension you feel in any part of your body. Bring the knees back through to center. Pop the hips over to the right. Lower the knees to the left. Same thing. Relax. Breathe. Bring the knees back through to center, and then let the legs go long. Feet as wide as the mat. Arms resting by your sides. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Close your eyes and enjoy the next couple of moments in your Shavasana. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Make circles with the wrists and the ankles. Make any movements that you need to sit yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take your time. And when you arrive, take a big breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this fun, shoulders-focused flow. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.